It happens almost by accident. You walk past a store window and catch a reflection out of the corner of your eye. For half a second, you do not even recognize the person looking back at you. Your shoulders are curling forward. Your head is jutting out in front of your spine. Your upper back has this gentle, sad curve to it that you do not remember being there before. You straighten up fast, feeling almost embarrassed, even though nobody else is watching. If you have ever had that moment, you are not alone. Almost every senior over 70 has it eventually. Then the comments start. Maybe your daughter mentions it gently. Maybe your spouse tells you to stand up straight. Maybe your doctor takes a careful look at your back during a checkup and uses the word kyphosis. Kyphosis is the medical term for a forward curve of the upper spine. You walk out of the office feeling a little defeated. So you start trying to fix it. You stretch your chest in the doorway. You pull your shoulders back 100 times a day. You stand against the wall and try to flatten yourself out. Here's the strange part. None of it really seems to help. You stand straight for 10 seconds, and then your shoulders curl right back to where they were. Here is what almost nobody tells you. The reason all that stretching and shoulder pulling is not working is because your hunchback isn't really a tightness problem, it is a weakness problem. The deep muscles between your shoulder blades have gone quiet. These are the muscles that are supposed to gently hold you upright all day long. After years and years of leaning forward into books, steering wheels, kitchen counters, and phones, those muscles stopped firing. No amount of stretching will wake them back up. They need to be invited back to work. That is what we are going to do today with 5 gentle, safe moves you can do at home with no equipment. These are designed specifically for seniors over 70. The number 1 move on this list is something I call the 2-minute wall trick. I am saving that one for the end. It uses nothing but a quiet stretch of wall in your hallway or bedroom. It takes 120 seconds. It directly speaks to the very muscles that have gone silent in a way no chest stretch ever could. Stay with me, because by the time we get to that final move, you will understand exactly why your posture has been slipping. You will also know how to start gently bringing yourself back up. Here is something worth holding on to. The body you have today is still capable of change. It is not the kind of change that happens in a week. It is the slow, steady kind that quietly accumulates over a month. It will surprise you the next time you walk past that store window. Let us start with number 5. Sit down for a second and get comfortable. Keep your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting in your lap. Take a slow breath. Our first move is the seated chin tuck. Yes, it sounds funny, but stay with me. When your head drifts forward over the years, the deep muscles at the front of your neck quietly stop doing their job. The result is that your head sits in front of your spine instead of stacked on top of it. A head that sits forward pulls the whole upper back into a curve with it. When you wake those neck muscles up, your head finally has somewhere to rest. Here is how it goes. Sit tall in a sturdy chair. Look straight ahead at something at eye level. Now, without tilting your chin up or down, gently glide your head straight backward. It should feel like you are trying to make a soft double chin. It might feel almost silly. Hold that position for 5 seconds, then release. That is 1 rep. Do 10 slow reps, breathing gently the whole time. A few notes that make a difference. Do not tilt your chin down toward your chest. That is a common mistake, and it does not activate the right muscles. The motion is straight back, like your head is sliding on a flat shelf. If you struggle to feel it, place 1 finger lightly on your chin and gently press it backward. That little cue helps your body find the movement. Also, keep your shoulders relaxed. If you are hiking them up toward your ears, you are working the wrong area entirely. Who needs this most? Anyone whose head feels heavy by the end of the day needs this. It is for anyone whose neck aches after reading or knitting. It is also for anyone who has caught themselves with their chin jutting forward in photos. Here is a safety reminder. If you have any history of neck problems, check with your doctor first. You should do this if you have ever been told to be careful with your cervical spine. For everyone else, this is one of the gentlest ways to improve your posture. Here is a small extra tip that pays off over time. Try doing this exercise while watching television or while waiting for the kettle to boil. Stitching tiny practice sessions into the small pockets of your day makes a chin tuck practice actually stick. Within a couple of weeks, you will start catching yourself in a tucked tall position without thinking about it. That is the muscles starting to take over the job again. One more thing. If you wear glasses, you may notice this move feels a little different depending on how your frames sit. Some people find their glasses slide, which is normal. Adjust them and keep going because the exercise still works. Move with me to the next one and stay in your chair. Now, we are going to talk about the muscles between your shoulder blades. This is where the real work of standing tall begins. Number 4 is the supported shoulder blade squeeze. It is small, it is quiet, and it is one of the most underused movements in senior fitness. The two muscles we are targeting are called the rhomboids and the lower trapezius. The rhomboids are the smaller muscles that sit right between your shoulder blades. The lower trapezius is the broader muscle that helps pull your shoulder blades down and together. Forget the names if you want, but just remember this. These are the muscles that quietly keep you from collapsing forward all day. When they work, you stand tall. When they sleep, your shoulders roll forward. Sit comfortably in a sturdy chair. Place your hands on your thighs or rest your arms by your sides. Sit tall but do not be stiff. Now slowly draw your shoulder blades together. Imagine you are trying to gently pinch a pencil between them. At the same time, let your shoulder blades slide downward away from your ears. The motion is back and down at the same time. Hold that gentle squeeze for 5 seconds, then fully release. That is 1 rep. Aim for 10 reps, take a short rest, and then do another 10. Make this work for you. The most common mistake is hiking your shoulders up toward your ears as you squeeze. That is the opposite of what we want. The cue I love is to imagine you are tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. That image keeps them moving down instead of up. Another tip is to keep your chin tucked while you do the squeeze. Combining the two movements teaches your whole upper body to find its tall position naturally. This move is for anyone whose shoulders feel constantly rolled forward. It is for anyone whose mid-back gets achy by mid-afternoon. It is also for anyone who has been told that their posture has changed. As always, gentle is the rule. If anything pinches sharply, ease off. Most seniors find that doing this twice a day makes good posture feel like normal after a couple of weeks. Here is a sneaky trick to make this exercise even more effective. After each squeeze, do not fully relax. See if you can hold about 20% of the squeeze as your new normal sitting posture. Then on the next rep, squeeze fully again from that slightly engaged base. You are teaching your nervous system that a gentle, active upper back is the default. That is how the change really starts to stick outside of the exercise. Here is an honest observation. The first few times you do this, you may not feel much. The muscles between your shoulder blades have been quiet for so long that they need time to respond. By day 4 or 5, you will start feeling the squeeze more clearly. That is when the real work begins. On to the next one. Walk over to a wall. Picture yourself standing in your hallway with your back against a flat wall. That is the starting position for move number 3, the gentle wall angel. The name comes from the way your arms move, like you are making a snow angel against the wall. This move teaches your upper back how to move properly through space. This is something that gets lost over years of stillness and forward sitting. It is a beautiful warm-up for the big finale at number 1. Stand with your back, your buttocks, and your heels all touching the wall if you can. Also, try to have the back of your head touch the wall. If your head does not naturally reach the wall, do not force it. That is a sign of forward head posture, and it is exactly what we are working to improve. Place your feet about 6 inches out from the wall for stability. Now lift your arms out to the sides and bend your elbows to about 90 degrees. Your hands should be at about ear height with your palms facing forward. They should also be touching the wall if possible. This is your starting goalpost shape. From here, very slowly slide your arms up the wall. Keep your elbows, forearms, and the backs of your hands in contact with the wall as much as you can. Go up only as far as you can without losing wall contact. Then, slowly slide your arms back down. Do 5 to 8 slow reps. The trick with this one is to honor your limits. Almost no senior can keep full wall contact through the whole range, and that is perfectly okay. You are not trying to hit a target. You are teaching your shoulder blades and upper back to move again. The slow, controlled motion is what builds the connection. If your hands or elbows lift off the wall partway through, That is where your edge is. Pause there, breathe, and slowly come back down. With practice, that edge will move higher over the weeks. A small word of caution. If your shoulders have a history of issues, please check with your doctor or physical therapist first. This applies if you have had impingement, rotator cuff issues, or surgery. For most seniors with everyday stiffness, this move is very rewarding. You may feel a little awkward the first few tries, but that is normal. By the end of the week, it usually starts to feel more natural. Let me share what is actually happening when you do this exercise. As your arms slide up the wall, your shoulder blades rotate in a unique way. That rotation lubricates the joints and wakes up the supporting muscles. It slowly restores range of motion you may have lost without realizing it. This is a small movement that does a lot of quiet work behind the scenes. Here is a practical tip for beginners. If you can only do 3 reps before getting tired, just do 3 reps. Quality matters infinitely more than quantity here. As your body learns the movement, the reps will grow on their own. Pushing through 10 sloppy reps teaches bad patterns, which makes posture worse. Slow, clean, and short is the winning formula. Take a moment and stand tall. Number 2 is a special one. What if I told you that gently arching your upper back over a chair could undo years of damage? That is exactly what move number 2 does. It is called the supported thoracic extension. The thoracic spine is the middle and upper part of your back. This is the exact region that curves forward in a hunchback. Most exercises do not address this area directly, but this one does so gently and safely. You will need a sturdy chair with a firm, supportive backrest. The backrest should be at the level of the bottom of your shoulder blades when you sit. Most kitchen and dining chairs work well. Sit tall in the chair. Interlace your fingers behind your head with your elbows pointing out to the sides. Support the weight of your head with your hands. This support is critical, so your neck does not do the work. Now slowly and gently lean back over the top edge of the chair's backrest. Allow your upper back to arch over it. Only go as far as feels comfortable. Hold the gentle arch for 3 to 5 seconds while breathing slowly. Then, come back to sitting tall. That is 1 rep. Do 5 to 8 reps. Some details really matter here. Keep the arch in your upper back, not your lower back. If you feel any pinching in your lower spine, you have gone too. Let the curve happen up high between your shoulder blades. Also breathe out as you lean back. That breath opens the ribs and lets the upper spine extend more comfortably. This move is wonderful for seniors who feel locked in the upper back. It is for anyone whose ribs feel tight from years of forward sitting. It also helps people who notice they cannot take a deep breath like they used to. The relief is often felt immediately. One important note though, if you have osteoporosis or advanced osteoarthritis, check with your doctor before doing this. There are gentler variations available for fragile spines, but they should be guided by a professional. Here is a practical timing tip. This move feels best at the end of the day after hours of sitting. Doing it after dinner during a commercial break is a beautiful way to undo the day's forward curl. You only need a minute or 2. The body responds quickly to even small, regular doses of this gentle extension. Many seniors find that this is the move they look forward to most each day. The relief it brings is unmistakable. Take a breath. We have arrived at the main event. Welcome to number 1, the 2-minute wall trick. This is the move that ties everything together. It is the one I want you to remember more than any other on this list. It uses nothing but a quiet section of wall and takes 120 seconds. It directly speaks to those deep muscles between your shoulder blades. These are the muscles that have gone silent over years of leaning forward. Wake those muscles up, and your body starts to stand taller on its own. You will not have to constantly remind yourself to pull your shoulders back. Here is how it works. Find a clear, flat section of wall in a quiet spot in your home. Stand with your back to the wall. Place your feet about 6 inches out from the wall with your knees soft and slightly bent. Gently press your lower back, your upper back, and your buttocks toward the wall. Also, try to press the back of your head toward the wall, but do not force it. Now, lift your arms and bend your elbows at about 90 degrees. Your arms should form the letter W against the wall. Keep your elbows down by your sides and your hands at about ear height with palms facing forward. Press the backs of your hands, your forearms, and your elbows gently into the wall. This is the W position. Hold it for 30 seconds while breathing slowly and steadily. You should feel a gentle working sensation between your shoulder blades. That is the muscle waking up. Then slowly slide your arms up the wall until they form the letter Y above your head. Keep contact with the wall as much as you can. Hold the Y position for another 30 seconds, then slowly come back down to the W position for another 30 seconds. Finish with one more Y for 30 seconds. That is 2 minutes total, and you are done. Here are a few essential tips to get the most out of this. Do not strain to get your head or hands to touch the wall if they do not reach naturally. Let them be where they are. Over weeks of consistent practice, that contact will improve as your posture opens up. Breathe slowly the entire time. The muscles you are activating respond much better to calm, steady breathing. Let yourself feel a mild burn in your upper back as you hold the positions. That gentle burn is a sign that the right muscles are finally being asked to work. If you feel sharp pain, shoulder pinching, or numbness, stop and rest. Sharp pain is never the goal. I want to set honest expectations. This trick improves, reduces, and helps prevent the progression of a hunchback. It does not magically reverse a structural curve, especially if vertebral changes have happened. But here is what it absolutely does. It trains the muscles that hold you up. It gives them the strength to do their job during the rest of your day. It makes standing tall feel less like effort and more natural. Many seniors who do this every morning for just a few weeks report standing taller without thinking. They feel looser through the upper back and see a better reflection in store windows. The posture they see is finally closer to the one they remember. Here is a safety note before we close. If your hunchback comes with pain, numbness, or weakness in the arms, check with your doctor. This also applies if you have been diagnosed with advanced kyphosis. Gentle upper back strengthening is good for older adults, but everybody is different. Let me paint a picture of what to expect because results take time. The first morning you do the 2-minute wall trick, you may feel almost nothing. On day 2, you might feel a faint warmth between your shoulder blades. By day 5 or 6, that warmth becomes a real working sensation. You may notice you are standing slightly taller when you walk to the kitchen. By week 2, friends and family sometimes notice before you do. They might ask if you did something different because you look taller. That is the muscle quietly taking back its job. 2 small things boost the effect. First, do this move right after you wake up before breakfast. Mornings are when your body's most open to new patterns. Second, after the 2 minutes are up, walk away from the wall slowly. Try to keep that tall feeling for the next 30 seconds. Letting your body register the new position helps it carry the lesson into the rest of your day. One last word about why this works when stretching does not. A stretched chest does not teach an upper back to hold itself up, only practice does. The 2-minute wall trick is practice in its simplest form. Every day you do it, you are rehearsing the position your body has been forgetting. Rehearsal, repeated kindly over weeks, is how real change happens. So, there it is. The 5 gentle moves that work with an aging spine instead of against it. Start small and try the 2-minute wall trick tomorrow morning. Add the other moves through the week as your body asks for more. Be patient with yourself. The body does not undo decades of forward posture in a week, but it does respond. It softens and it quietly begins to stand a little taller. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you noticed your posture changing as you have gotten older? Which of these moves are you going to try first? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.